Hi there. I thought I should introduce myself, give you a little bit of my backstory, and tell you the purpose for this YouTube channel. Okay, little bit of my backstory. So I'm an engineer by background and training. After just over 20 years in the energy sector, packed that in, and COVID hit. Hey, that was fine. I'm sure we all remember that time. And then I took time to reflect on what I wanted to do for my next chapter in my career, and did come to the conclusion that life in corporate, kind of done with that. Here's when I think back to my career, and it's been quite varied. I've got to do some super cool things, but there's the good, the fun, the cool wasn't outweighing the challenges. So for me, one of the challenges was when you work in that corporate life, I I felt this huge pressure to um, put on a facade. Like when you got dressed in the morning, like do your thing, put your suit on, that it was almost like, oh, this is who I have to be to succeed in corporate life. And after a long time of doing that, I'm like, God, I just can't go back to that. I can't go back to pretending to be and do things that just weren't me. Um, Again, this was my interpretation. This is how I showed up at work. So after taking a few months off, taking some classes just for fun to see what I liked, tap back into some of my passions. And so if I don't want to go back to corporate, well, then what do I want to do? Well, sometimes the easy logical answer to that question is, well, what am I good at and what am I passionate about? And I look back in my career, and one of the things I was good at was really activating when a group came together. Whether it was a sports team, played on sports teams in high school, organizing different groups and clubs when I was in university, taking on new initiatives, all the different companies I've worked at because I saw a need. So I'm a doer. Let's get some stuff done, which meant I ended up being in front of groups a lot and organizing groups and energizing people. Thought, oh, I really love that work. So let's see if I can bring that into my own business. One of the reasons why I also landed on that, because one of the things that kind of irked me back in my company days was the corporation would be like, oh, here's our goals, our KPIs for the year, and then it filters down and you get it to the individual. And okay, person, worker B, go make your goals or KPIs for the year, and we'll lay that out. But what it failed to acknowledge and recognize that my goals and subsequent results are from work that is interdependent on other people, sometimes within my own team and sometimes within other groups within the organization, sometimes even outside my organization, that I was reliant. You are reliant on other people doing certain things by a certain time. So that whether or not you met a goal or didn't meet a goal, sometimes you kind of had not a lot of control over that. So what was missing for me was, where was that team drive? Where was the team goal and common aspirations and common measurement? Didn't really get to experience that. So knowing now how codependent teams are in the workplace and how important collaboration is, hence why I focused on the workshop design, so that I could help teams come together and create those commonalities and create an action plan, go get it done. Different way, I decided to start my own company, Red Blaze Solutions. The initial focus of Red Blaze Solutions was workshop design and facilitation, all with the focus on team effectiveness. The biggest uptake I had in those initial service offerings was strategic design and project lookbacks. Okay, so that was great. I loved what I was doing. And then after a few years of that, I decided to diversify. And because I was seeing a trend that when I would do a workshop for a team, inevitably after, days after, weeks after, sometimes lots of folks would reach out to me and be like, hey, can I run something past you? Can I ask for your opinion of this? I'm looking for advice around something. Of course. So I would spend time with them, sharing what I knew. And then I decided, after a little bit of a nudge from a coach of mine who said, "Why aren't you coaching? You coach people anyway." And he was right. As a woman engineer in the energy sector, I spent a lot of time mentoring other up and coming female engineers. I still do. I actually had lunch with a gal a few weeks ago, and we sat down and figured it out that it's been almost 20 years that she has considered me one of her mentors. I like to think we're friends now because it's been so long, but it's been amazing. So fast track to a year ago, and I thought, yeah, I am doing a lot of coaching. So, but I wanted to do, if I'm going to add that as a service offering, I wanted to make sure I did it with the right training and certifications behind me, so that, because I, having had coaches throughout my career, I knew there was a difference between being a mentor versus coaching. So I wanted to make sure I did it right and understood all the nuances of that. So I enrolled in a coaching program. As of this recording, I am an Erickson Certified Professional Coach. I do love coaching. I love spending that time with clients and helping them tap into their own solutions and inner resourcing. It's wonderful to watch and witness and be part of those transformations and those big aha moments. The other thing that I have since also added to my service offerings is I'm a Principles Solutions Partner. So if you are familiar with Ray Dalio, he has since started a company called Principles. The first step was for his company to help other organizations bring his principles culture to their organizations. Step one was developing a new personality assessment tool. The beautiful thing about it, it's free. You can go to principlesu.com and do the assessment for free. It's pretty hefty. It's pretty meaty, I'm not going to lie. If you go to do the assessment, it's 250 questions. Count on it taking you 30 to 45 minutes. Do spend some time really reading on the details, but as a certified Principles U coach, it's super helpful to spend time with someone like me as we go through your assessment results and unpack what's really going on. That led to part two of the Principles company's development, which is the Principles S component. So that's taking that Principles U personality assessment, i.e. self-awareness. With self-awareness, now you have a deeper other awareness, and you have tools and capabilities and common language within your team. So that has been a wonderful addition to the kind of work that I do. I literally have done coaching, one-on-one coaching, team coaching. We go through the assessments. We talk about, what do you see? What do you notice in your coworkers' assessment results? How might you adjust your preferences to meet them where they are? That's the best part. So that's me in a nutshell. I hope you found it helpful. You got to know me a little bit better, a little bit more about who I am, what I come from, what kind of work I try to do. And if you find any of the videos on this channel here helpful, amazing. That's all they're here for. And if it sparks something for you, I'm extra happy. Leave comments, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you soon. Oh, and in case you need reminding, you are worthy of your dreams.